Hey there everybody, James here, and I'm back with another watch review. This time, kind of a milestone piece for me, and I'll talk about that in a second, but today we're looking at the Dan Royter DR-02. Now, Royter is, maybe a little less well known than some of the other brands that I have reviewed on this channel. I've done some Rolex reviews and a JLC and a Grand Seiko. So Royter is a New York-based company, and they get all of their parts from Switzerland. So you can see how it still has the Swiss-made text down at the bottom here. This piece, really kind of a special piece. It was made for a group, a watch group that I'm a part of, and Dan was nice enough to offer some limited production of a custom piece here with this nice deep blue color, and allowed us to choose from some different accent colors. So in my case, I picked white for the seconds hand, and for the hands on the sub register, and for the stitching on the strap. He had like a lime green was the original, and then also a yellow and a red, just kind of had some other nice colors as well. But I ended up going with the white just because it kind of fits in with the rest of my collection and kind of the clothes and stuff that I tend to wear. I don't wear a ton of bright colors, a little more muted typically. So the white was a perfect choice for me. So let's talk about the Dan Royter DR-02 here. Case size on this is just under 42 millimeters, measured at 41.8 in diameter. As far as the thickness, a little bit on the thicker side. We're looking at 13.6 if you're looking at it from the side profile here. And you can see it's got polished side out to the lugs, but then if you look at the top of it, towards the bezel, is polished, and also are the front of the lugs. So when you get it under the right light, the video really doesn't do it justice. I think the light shines off of the steel very nicely. So we'll talk more about that in a second. Lug to lug here, you're looking at 50.5 millimeters, which for me, I have about 6-inch wrists. I'll throw it on in a second. That's about as wide as I like to go. I've got a Sky Dweller and Yachtmaster 2 that are about the same profile. Anything else just flares out too much for me, so that's right about at my maximum, which is it works perfectly on the strap here. 20 millimeters between the lugs, so if you want to throw on a different strap, you can. Dan, for me, included some additional straps as well, and they do have these little quick release spring bars too, so you don't need a tool to change it out. Which is super nice. As far as the movement, this one uses the ETA 7750 movement. So obviously a chronograph with about a 42, 45, somewhere in there, power reserve, which gives you plenty of space here, especially if you're looking at doing something like this as a one-watch collection, which I definitely think you could, because you've got everything you need here. You've got the day, the date, you've got a chronograph. It's everything that you could ask for really in a watch. Or it works great for that. Or if you're adding this to a substantial collection already, it is a nice addition to that as well. So let's see. So that's the power reserve. Vibrations per hour, we're talking 28.8 here, just the standard 4 hertz movement. And then the water resistance, you can see on the back here, 50 meters of water resistance. So, nothing that you're going to go diving with, not even really deep swimming or anything like that, but it's got enough water resistance with the push down crown here, not a screw down crown. It's got enough water resistance to wear every day and not have to worry about it getting wet and, causing any problems. So let's throw it on my wrist. Again, my wrist somewhere around 6 inches in circumference. And you can see this is what it looks like. Really lovely. Just a really deep blue color. And like I say, the white to me, it looks clean, with the steel. Everything's kind of coordinated. I just really love it. I think it works very well. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the clasp. It's got this kind of dual release system on the clasp here, and you can see a Royter Swiss made that it has there. So you do have to push both sides of it to get it to unlock. And then once it unlocks, you can see that it's got kind of like this Omega style strap or bracelet kind of style to it, I guess, if you will, because the excess strap actually tucks underneath the other portion of it, so you don't have any of the strap hanging out that you have to worry about. So all you do is when you open up the deployant clasp there, this part just folds up, and then once this is up, you can, like a belt, you can just adjust how far in the strap is. And then when you put it back down, that locks it into place so that you don't have to adjust it every time. So very, very nice there. Let's see. Let's talk about the dial a little bit. So again, this dial, it's just got this really awesome, like royal, deep royal blue color to the dial. And if you look at Dan's website, the ReuterWatches.com, you can see some of the other options that he has there, because they are bespoke watches. So basically, if you're looking for something like this, you reach out to Dan, and he can customize a lot of what goes into here, whether it's the dial color or the color of the registers, like the sub registers. You can customize the color of, like I said, the hands and all those. You can customize quite a bit with these watches. And like I say, ReuterWatches.com is the website. You'll find plenty of examples of his work there, but he really deserves more credit for what he's doing in the watch world, because it's a great value watch. Like, it really is, and it's super nice. So for the price point, you get a really great watch with an awesome movement in it, and a design that is modern, that's clean, aesthetically pleasing, and like I said, it works great as a one watch collection. So let's talk a little bit about the rest of these pieces of the dial here. So you have these Dauphine style hands that you can see. They do have lume in there, so if you want something with lume, this could be a good pick for you. The hour markers, these indices, are rhodium plated out here, so you can see those, and then right at the edge of them you can see those little dots. Those dots are actually also lumed, so again, that just adds to the visibility in dark lighting, which is really nice. So that's kind of the rest of the dial there. Obviously you have the tachymetric scale there, so whether you're just timing something, or if you actually want to measure the time and distance, you have the ability to do that with the chronograph here. So as far as the functionality of it, pretty straightforward. Your top pusher is going to start and stop the chronograph, and then the bottom pusher will reset your chronograph. So that's what it should look like, and does a nice job there with the movement. Now the other piece is you have the day and the date. So let's talk about that for a second. With this crown, and you can see it's got the little R there. Let me put it right side up so you can see it. There we go. It's got the little Reuter emblem there. In order to set this, the first thing to call out is you want to make sure your hands are in a more neutral time of day, because that can wear down the movement. So really, once you get past like 7 p.m., between like 7 or 8 and 2 a.m., you want to try to avoid setting the other functions of this watch, or the other complications there. So I've got it in a more neutral time frame. So if you pull it out one click, you have two functions here. One is the date. So let's actually set this properly. So the way to do that is I go to the day before, which would be the 22nd. So that is turning it clockwise. We'll set the date, and then the day is if I turn it counterclockwise. So we'll go to Wednesday the 22nd, which is the day before today. Then we'll pull it out completely, and then we will run it forward. Oh, I think I messed up the day there. Let me get this back to Wednesday. There we go. Okay. So we'll run this forward real quick here, just to actually set this properly. And you can see that I have hacked the seconds hand, so that's not moving. And then you can see it turn over Thursday the 23rd. I'm not going to set it all the way. We'll just leave it right about there. That's fine. And then once I push the crown back in, you can see the seconds hand pick back up and keep on going. So that is the DR-02. Beautiful piece. Really nice customization here. Customized the rotor as well to be rose gold. Also offered a yellow gold option. But, Dan is just an awesome guy. He's got an interview that he did with Tim Masso over at the Watchbox. And so I will post that in the description below because, like I said, I just think, Dan really deserves more conversation around his watches and just him as a person. Again, my experience of him has been really, really positive, and he's been very understanding of my own personal situation and everything going on there. So really, really appreciated all my communication with him, and would highly encourage you to take a look at ReuterWatches.com. They're not paying me to say any of that, they're not paying me to say this. It's genuinely just been a very positive experience with the brand and with the owner of the brand, and again with the group that I'm in. Just a lot of positive things about Dan. So take a look at that, and like and comment and subscribe to the video. Hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you continue to look for the watches that you like, that you enjoy. And if something about this watch speaks to you, kind of that sporty, modern look and feel to it, take a look at Reuter. He really does deserve it. So hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later. Bye.